Okay, it's been a while for drafting, and we're into a vintage cube, and it's me, Kim, alone today. We have a Mox, which is basically Power 9 usually gets the pick. You could find stuff like Sol Ring and whatever, but yeah, Mox Ruby is fine. Could maybe get me into Storm. Here we have Iset Signet. Usually my limited rating just drops when Vintage Cube is out because I always try to force Storm a few times and I never 3-0 basically. Even though I make it a good Storm deck because yeah, usually a good Storm deck ends up 2-1. So far this could be that. This was a pretty bad pack. Could go reanimate or just take a solid Planeswalker maybe in Jace if I want to. Because sometimes when I try to go Storm, maybe I just don't find enough components and then I can just fall back into maybe like some sort of control deck. And there you usually want Planeswalkers and cards that give you card advantage and whatever, and Jace is fine. Ancient Tomb, fast mana, good in, yeah, I guess combo decks, Storm decks, any deck that wants to cast big spells, but it's also a bit bad if you're facing the burn deck because you don't want to take all the damage. Card advantage, as I said, I can just take compulsive research. I mean, it's not close to the Power 9 cards, but yeah, you cannot count on picking them up. There's a Treasure Cruise, there's a Baral, which I could take and see if maybe if I get past like a lot of Storm components and a lot of spells, maybe Baral could be good. But then I haven't seen much broken to go in that deck. Brainstorm is just fine. I could take Treachery here, but I still would like to have a lot of cheap spells if I could go into Storm. Then I want to find more fast mana, rituals, but you really need like tutors and a lot of components to go there, and yeah, we'll see. Nothing much here. You want Yawgmoth's Will and the cards like that are super important if your Storm deck should be good enough. And you need Lion's Eye Diamond, Black Lotus and cards like that too to be able to go off. So I haven't seen enough so far. So this could be as a regular control deck, which yeah, therefore I'm taking Flame Tongue because I like Grixis as a color base. And I already have a red Mox and a Signet, so I could splash red. Here I could take Fatal Push. I could also take, I guess, Duretti, but that's more a Goblin Welder type of deck. Also Urborg could just work as a good fixer if I'm Grixis. And yeah, I guess this is not a cube where I prioritize removal highly because you usually want to aim for doing broken stuff, not just sit around and be a fair quote unquote control deck with cards like Dreadbore, but sometimes you just end up there. I'm taking Anticipate over Palinchron because I don't like the Palinchron Storm deck. I don't think that's a good version of it. It's more fun. Yeah. Pack 1. I have a Mox, I have Ancient Tube, and I have a Signet, and then some blue cards, but no counter spells, no broken. Okay, Jace is on the verge of close to, I mean Jace the Mind Sculptor is close to power level. So I'm happy with that. It could be a win condition if I go for some sort of Planeswalker control deck or whatever. Yeah, could put in some fixers and see, this is what some sort of Grixis deck would look right now. Channel, but I'm not moving into green. I think it's a bit too late. Cabal Ritual is like a card you could see wheeling and then maybe Storm is open, but I'm not picking it here. Could take Pestermite and hope that I get Splinter Twin or something, because I'm lacking win conditions right now. And being in blue-red base and having the twin combo is certainly good even in Vintage Cube. I think Twin is one of the better decks actually, so I could just hedge and take Pestermite. Hope to find Twin or Kiki Jiki. Here I think it's a Dimir Signet, just because Signets are great. Fast mana, fixing the mana, and so on. It's not a Tinker deck, it's not a Ramp deck. It's not a Weenie deck. Riftwing Cloudscape. It's more of a Legacy Cube card, in my opinion. But I think maybe I need to go for fairness here. And just have a Dragonlord Silumgar to be able to maybe steal something to win. Because this deck is just a pile of decent cards with Baral, which actually doesn't even look like I'm going to play right now. And it certainly doesn't look like a Storm deck. 2 lands and a Snapcaster. I want all of those. I think Volcanic Island is most important, but Underground Sea would also be great. So now, if I can pick up like a dual and maybe now I go for Terminate. I think that's better than Dreadbore. Maybe I can board Dreadbore in. Here it's I could take Sower, but I could also take Recruiter if I still believe that I could be a twin deck, that I at least could have one of the twin creatures and one of the others. So again, these picks could turn out to be bad, but I'm grasping for ways to win the game basically right now. This is not a cube where Mission Mortars is like a main deck staple, but you could board it in against the right opponent. Delver, maybe I need to go sink that low to get win conditions. Now this is just a heartbeat is just if I somehow end up in Storm anyway. But Bring to Light again, because sometimes you can splash. Snapcaster Wheeling is actually great. Sometimes you can be green in your Storm deck and have cards like Bring to Light, Heartbeat, and Mana Gorger Hydra, for example. But I don't like that version as much as the Grixis Storm deck, which is the best version in my opinion. Okay, Collision Relic is just great. I could actually look at the Titan. I might wheel Fire Ice, but I'm hoping to get other, because Relic is just so good. Academy is great in the right deck. Tinker, I don't have any payoff for Tinker, not enough artifacts. There is an artifact deck in the cube which could be really good, but you're often fighting all the other drafters for artifact and fast mana. So I'm taking Misty just to get my... Now I really want to have Badlands or Watery Grave or something like that, just to fix the black. Pretty boring pack. Could take a Storm card, but I actually don't think I will end up in Storm here. I could take Dismember, I could take... it's just removal, but I don't really love it in this cube. Opposition can be great in blue-green. Image is just a decent card. Rakdos Return could actually be some sort of finisher, but I like... and Fast Bond also. A lot of good cards, Griselbrand for Reanimator, but I'm just taking... This is shaping up to be being able to cast cheap, good, versatile spells, having Snapcaster to recast them. Baral sadly doesn't do anything right now. Basically it's just compulsive research and anticipate. Brain Freeze. That's a finisher for the Storm deck. But I think I should take Watery Grave here, because I'm not looking to be the actual Storm deck. It's way too late. And yeah, Thoughtseize could be fine. Baleful Strix I would play, but I do think that good mana is very important in the control decks in any cube. So, Fact of Fiction. So I have card draw, I have removal, I have fixing with the Signets, Fetch, Duels, and Relic, but I don't have any ways to win basically. Electrolyze is fine. I like Probe just to be able to see what's up. Fire Ice Wield, which I thought. And I guess Fumarole just gives me win conditions, pseudo win condition, and more fixing. But this looks like something that can happen to me when I have the ambition to play Storm. Either I get into Storm and it's just a bad Storm deck, or sometimes you get a good Storm deck, but it's really common that you don't. Maybe you fight someone else for the Storm deck, or some of the cards aren't open, like Yawgmoth's Bargain and Tendrils or whatever, and then you end up with some sort of Grixis pile. But yeah, this looks. It looks more like a legacy cube if you don't count Mox Ruby, I guess. I could take Rakdos Return, maybe board it in. So no one was the green. We saw no Tendrils. Oh, and we actually didn't get. Because if I had Splinter Twin in this deck, it would be pretty good. And not enough good Storm was opened, actually, because we wheeled the win conditions, but we didn't see. I have most of the cards that we saw, and it wouldn't have been good enough, sadly. So I think I just try to go for some sort of Grixis control deck and win with some small flyers, maybe Pestimite, Dragonlord, Cloudskate, Jace Ultimate. I don't know. So I think we will go for having some removal in main, hoping to face creature decks, because we will probably lose against Unfair Brokenness. But I like a challenge. I mean, this is the type of draft where you try to go Storm and you end up like this, and usually I have to fight for even getting a 2-1. But I just enjoy playing the cube and seeing what other people are playing. So yeah, this might be able to win against other sort of fair decks. I mean, I could face like a green or white creature deck and maybe just fly over. I have good mana. I have a lot of black, I have a lot of blue, I have a lot of red, and that will hopefully not be a main issue. Otherwise, I'm mainly blue. I have card draw, no counter spells. Baral doesn't do much. I have good removal, but you don't really need that. I can play like Pestermite and a Delver if I need more evasive ways to win the game. I could board in Rakdos Return against other control decks maybe. Yeah, my mana is great. I would love a finisher type of Planeswalker. I would love, I don't know, maybe a Titan or something on 6 mana that I could actually ramp towards with Mox, Signet, Relic, and just try to win with like the Inferno Titan or something like that. Or obviously Kikijiki or Splinter Twin would be great, because then I like a counter spell or two and the combo that I could defend winning with, but we'll see. I think I need Pestermite actually, even though it doesn't do much. It can do tricky stuff in situations when I need to buy time or whatever. I don't really love. I'm having Brain Freeze in because maybe I could have a long game and mill someone out. But we'll see you for a match. Okay, time for a match with Grixis no win con, basically. Today, I mean, there's been some holiday in Sweden, so we haven't been able to draft that much, and now Jimmy's on a fishing trip. But I love the cube and it's up, and I'm back from the holiday, and yeah, we'll give this Grixis deck a go. I mean, if this is like a Splinter Twin deck and I just sit around with no win con, it might be hard, but I can keep up stuff like Terminate, Izzet Charm, and try to be alert if they go for end of turn Pestermite or stuff like that. Now I can hold up a counter spell and maybe just anticipate end step. Try to get Jace down, maybe just get Abbott down and try to beat down if they do nothing, but we'll start with anticipate. Maybe just more mana, because if we're control against control or combo against control or whatever, you want to hit your land drops. And I don't want to use Ancient Tomb every turn either. now I could compulsive research and still have Izzet Charm up. Maybe that's best. Now, as you see, I've already taken 6 damage. But if this is like a twin deck, it doesn't really matter that much if I take some damage. And since I got the Mox, I can discard a land, even though, yeah, because now I have, thanks to the Signets and the Mox, I have all my mana. And I still think, yeah, I can play Baral. I can play Baral and I can have Izzet Charm up since I can use a Signet, yes. Okay. I cannot have... okay, so maybe they think that I'm Storm. I'm actually glad they mana leaked here because my Baral doesn't do anything. I have already cast Anticipate and I have 1 card left in the deck that I think Baral... I'm just playing him because I lack playables. And to scare them off, I guess. It's something I can board out if I need something else. I could try to get Jace down. I don't want to take too much damage, but I guess I can take Watergrave anyway. And okay, so how can I get... I can get blue. And then I need more blue. So that... yeah, that won't work. Okay, so that... Now the signets are awkward because they make other mana. So I need to be able to keep... I want to keep stuff up at the same time. I guess I can only keep Izzet Charm up. Yeah, so if they go for end step Deceiver, it's hard. But they only have 3 cards, so if they should have both Deceiver and Splinter Twin, and I can still counter the Twin. Yeah, okay. Counter target non-creature spell, so that should be fine. So then I like just having Jason drawing some cards, and I like that you don't mill the cards actually, because then I could die to milling myself too much with all the card draw with built-in discard. And here I think again maybe is hitting a land up and actually putting a threat into play, even though Delver isn't that threatening. I guess I've already played a land, so... But I need to start doing something, and now I could go Delver, Abbot, because my opponent isn't doing anything either. And then maybe have Izzet Charm up. They might have some sort of counter spell up here. And just be afraid of me comboing off if they think that I'm Storm, because I'm Grixis and I play the card Baral. But who knows. But now they see a Pestermite, so they might think that I have a Splinter Twin. I mean, this is hard for the opponent. They think that I might have a lot of combos that I don't have. I am just playing random, quote, good cards. So now I think I can put down some threats and still have some of the cards up. I can have Pestermite up, if you call it that. I can have Izzet Charm and Terminate up, and I could try to win by just plussing Jason, making sure that my opponent doesn't top deck a card like Splinter Twin. Who knows? And while if they do nothing in the meantime, I could just try to win with some flyers. And for example here, I don't like Frantic Surge because they can go end step, draw 2, discard 2, untap and do something else. So I'd rather have them doing something else. Frantic Surge just lets them see so many cards and they're not losing mana on it. So now, I mean, I'm not afraid of dying here. I just want to put some more bodies out and hope that I can flip. If I can flip Delver now, I have a 4-turn clock while they have to deal with the Jace. So I just need to blind flip, I guess. We'll see. And I can keep on plussing Jace, I can keep on having stuff up. If they play some sort of creature, I can flame tongue it and have even more bodies out. And Abbott can also present actually with prowess. It's not that bad. I don't really love Dreadbore here. It doesn't do much. I would have liked a spell that I could cast without killing my own stuff. Yeah, just keep on plussing Jace. I don't want to give him Cryptic Command, even though they don't have triple blue, but it's just so annoying if they can, I don't know, bounce my Jace as I'm about to ultimate him or something like that. It would be super bad, because they would have found the island as well, so... Okay, Siege Gang. I guess as long as I kill the commander, I can... Yeah. So they don't get a window to do annoying stuff, because then I can flame tongue kill one of them and I can have blockers up for... Yeah, it should be fine. Now it feels like I just want to close out the game. Since I have a Jace ticking and I don't want him to be able to deal Jace damage somehow. Snapcaster. They can take Snapcaster, it doesn't do much actually. And Flame Tongue is pretty big actually here. It kills a goblin, it blocks a goblin. I can keep on... I could also just attack, and if they block, I can just be aggressive and maybe Izzet Charm and try to win next turn. If they play something, I can bounce it, attack, bounce, attack. Yeah, it feels like I don't want to give him an out now to draw the card. The combination of Splinter Twin and something to put it on. So now I'm going to be a bit more aggressive than maybe I should need to, but me plussing Jace and sitting back might buy him time. Since I don't have any counters that are actually hard counters, he might be able to just end step, play a guy, untap, have 2 mana up and be able to pay for Izzet Charm. And if I can flip the Delver here, he's looking close to dead. But we are drawing lands, sadly. Might be time for me to not plus, because I really want to shuffle away all these excessive lands. Snapcaster is good. Yeah, so I can shuffle 2 lands away, so the Brainstorm was basically Ancestral Recall, and he still has to deal with all these cards, and I have Snapcaster into... Yeah, I mean, I can Snapcaster Izzet Charm, for example. This is fine. He still takes a lot of damage. I can Cloud Skate something and just have another flyer. Yeah, it feels like I should be able to win from here. Now I want to shuffle away the 2 lands that I had. Pick an island. Just bounce a land, I guess. And just basically have close to lethal on board. So I guess my deck is somehow beat the opponent with 2 ones. But we'll see. Maybe it... Because Jace also threatens to pump to bounce if they just put out a creature in the way. And they have their own Snapcaster, but I have my Snapcaster, so flooding out a bit here, but that's fine. Now it feels like since I'm drawing a lot of lands, I can Brainstorm again. And now I should be able to win pretty soon. I mean, I can draw the rest of my deck while having most of the board out. I can kill the Snapcaster and play my own Snapcaster and have a lot of lethal threats, for example, which might be correct, who knows. So he's playing his Snapcaster. He might Issa Charm one of the flyers, but then I can just kill his Snapcaster and have my own Ambush Viper out. Talking about 2/1s, so Grixis no win con Ambush Vipers. Grixis Ambush Vipers maybe, because Pestimite is just a flying Ambush Viper in my deck. Snapcaster Mage is Snapcaster Mage. Sometimes it works like that. Yeah. There are probably several different lines I could go, but I'm just going for maximum damage. I could have countered his is a charm, but that gives him a possibility maybe to counter back, I don't know, or he gets to choose where to block and stuff like that. Now he still takes a lot of damage. I have Factor Fiction up. He's dead. He's dead next turn basically, because he will not be able to combo me off here. I have Jace. I have So he's probably some sort of twin deck, but my 2/1s made it all the way through. So I don't. Maybe I should just board in. Maybe I should just play Rakdos Return. It's slow, but it's pretty cool if you get there. I could also have Dismember, because that could disrupt his combo, for if he has the combo, which we doesn't know yet. Dreadbore is too slow, it's sorcery, so yeah. If we see the combo, we could maybe board in Dismember, but we don't know. Fire Ice. I mean, I can tap stuff instant speed, I can terminate stuff instant speed. And a Brainstorm, Probe, a 2/1, mana, card draw. I mean, I'm not sure how to win with the deck fastest, but we'll see. Can take Volcanic, can Probe, and have Brainstorm up and then shuffle. Okay, so library, Maul Drifter, Recruiter, Lavamancer, and Iron Mountain. Okay. Guess I don't have to play the Mox, but turn 1 library on the draw. I mean, my deck is not built. This is when you need to just play out, like, I don't know, Geist of Signcraft on turn 2 or something. Just put the pressure on them having to cast their spells, because now they can draw 2 cards every turn for the rest of the game if they want to. I could ramp up to Dragon Lord somehow, but I need something to steal. And as long as the Lavamancer is out, Pestimite is a dead card, so maybe I should just take my medicine, have good mana, play the Relic, charge the Relic during his turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can play Dragon Lord next turn if I want to. Maybe a steal Lavamancer and try to shoot him. I mean, attack for 3 in the air while shooting him. Try to put pressure on him while he's drawing his whole deck. I mean, you basically never win against turn 1 library on the draw. It shouldn't be possible unless you have a combo deck so that you combo off even though they have a full grip of cards. But I don't have that, so I have to do it the honest way by casting my spells. while he can just refill, maybe find cards like Force of Will, who knows. But we're going for the Dragon Lord, I guess. Stealing the Lavamancer. I mean, Dragon Lord is here to steal Titans and Planeswalkers and stuff like that. Sensei's Divining Top. Doing stuff. Topping during my main phase, okay. And I've noticed people that are playing top that they usually activate the top during, like, in the beginning of combat or when something is happening, so that the trigger might make you misclick. I think that's pretty ugly, but I've seen that a lot. We'll see if this is one of those opponents that will continue doing that, or if it was just a coincidence that he did it right during my trigger. Okay, so Young Pyro needs to die. If I could have stolen that instead, I guess then he would have had the Lavamancer and killed. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. But if the Lavamancer wasn't in play, then so I guess I just try to go for it and see that he doesn't get any elementals off the Pyromancer. Oh, he didn't. And now I hope that I can do 5 each turn, basically. I can... Yeah, okay, so he's doing... Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. They're topping during my beginning of combat, because now I could click OK and skip my attack phase. I think that's... It's pretty ugly, actually. Because... yeah, who knows? I mean, obviously it's up to me if I... click correctly, but if they're doing it to make me do wrong, then I think it's intentionally bad. Okay, so they're killing off the relic, so I guess I could do something in response. Draw cards. The Vandal is another creature that can be killed by the Lavamancer. So, hoping for a good Fact or Fiction here. We'll probably just get 2 cards. I don't need... double lands, I think. Cloudskate Signet sounds fine. I need to put power and toughness on the board, so I think I'm going to take the flyer. The flyer could also bounce something annoying maybe, and yeah, it's still attacking for 2. I mean, obviously I would like more aggressive statted cards, like maybe Vendilion Click or something, or red cards like the Titan, but I don't have it. Okay, Jace again. A bit slow against library, but at least if I use it for Brainstorm, I guess I'm also drawing extra cards. Yeah, I guess Jace could... Now I have to choose. I have to choose between playing Power and Toughness or only Jace. And he is up to 6 cards. He could have Force of Will, he could have... I don't know. I'm baiting with the regular Jace, I think. Click the right one. And if it resolves, I guess I can use it for card draw, and then I can use the real Jace later. I guess I'm doing a pretty good job of drawing cards myself. But Fact or Fiction has also milled 3, so I haven't drawn that many. But I'm seeing a lot of cards. And I think Snapcaster is more important. Maybe I can win this. I mean, the opponent doesn't do much. But they're drawing 2 cards. And now the pre-combat the beginning of combat top, which only makes it hard for me. I'm not going to buy into it though. I mean, Magic Online is about keeping track of your triggers, stacking your triggers correctly, clicking correctly through the interface. I get that, but and obviously you lose a lot of games by misclicking or stacking triggers wrong and whatever. But trying to make someone misclick, that's another thing, I think. There's no pride in doing it. So they have to start doing something, because now I have 5 damage on the board. I'm drawing more cards, actually. I'm seeing more cards. They know that I have a Snapcaster Mage. I can Snapcaster Brainstorm, Snapcaster Anticipate. Now I have my only counterspell in hand as well. And I'm doing stuff. I mean, if they take 3 more times, I can also play the Cloudskate. I can play Pestermite and Snapcaster to try to end it even quicker. Yeah, we'll see what they do. Maybe this matchup was some sort of good matchup for me, where both decks are designed not to do anything and leave spells up. But it feels a bit weird that they haven't done more. It seems like it's a classic blue-red. Maybe here it comes. It should be a twin deck. We've seen some good cards in library and whatever, but they haven't done much. Divining Top is not that good either if you're not actually finding the combo. Sylvan Library is also a good card. I mean, Young Pyromancer isn't bad. I don't love Manic Vandal, but it's fine because there are a lot of... And because they have the recruiters, they should be... And Cryptic Command. So they have a good deck, but it's like they're not doing much. Here I'm going to counter because I want to keep my clock going. They know about... Don't they know about this charm? Yeah, they do. But I guess they just wanted it out of my hand. So I think I'm going to go for putting some creatures into play during his or her end step and try to finish this in less than 3 turns. Try to go for 2. End step, burn you for 2, play like a guy of some sort, attack, and yeah. Okay, so I guess I don't need the upkeep. I was thinking about Pestermiting something, but yeah, didn't have to. No. I mean, they have mana, they have a lot of cards in hand. Library is shut off at least. So I think I'm just going to put some stuff into play here. And okay, maybe I should have tapped like a blue land, but they have so many, I don't know. Just so they don't get to draw a card somehow and then get to library. Now I know that they want library at least. And I just want to see a lot of cards here. I mean, maybe I don't need to Snapcaster, but while I'm still doing it, maybe I can just get some value from the Brainstorm. Feels like I should be able to win here. Now, okay, Geralk. I guess I can bounce. So they will counter the Brainstorm, I guess, and draw a card. But they're at a pretty low life total. Geralk is pretty cool. I actually did not see that coming. I could have just gone for the Grim Lavamancer. Kept Snapcaster in hand, but okay, so now, yeah, they're dead. They could have Force of Will, they could have days, I don't know. So I can shoot him for 2. Go to 9. And then I can Rakdos return and attack with flyers, which should be enough. We'll see here. Let's see if this resolves. If it does, then okay, I guess boarding in a finisher. But I would have won anyway, I think, because I could have played the Cloudskate, attacked him for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, shoot him for 2, 8, 9. Yeah, so that was fine. Okay, so see you for round 2. Time for match 2. We had a pretty long game, and we'll see here if we can keep on going with this Grixis Ambush Viper no Wincon deck. Okay, so if this is a green creature deck, I would like it to be mono green actually, because I can steal stuff, I can kill stuff. We'll see. Then maybe it could be a good matchup. Noble Hierarch is a good turn 1 play, obviously. We'll see. I have the Mox. I would like to find removal. Okay, Rishkar. So it looks like green, but also a blue-black lad, so I'm not really sure. Could be green-blue. Sultai isn't something you see in this cube, but maybe there's some sort of Sultai deck. So what can I do? I guess I can draw cards and discard a land. Right now my hand doesn't do much. Okay, Flame Tongue is pretty good. I could kill Rishkar and have a creature which actually does something. And then maybe I can bounce and then steal and so on. We'll see. Feels like I should use Flame Tongue Rishkar here. A nice little 2-for-1. So obviously it's not good against any deck, but if it's a green based deck, Flame Tongue should be pretty great in the main deck. Here I can, next turn I could try to set him back on mana. I could bounce like a dynamo or something. We'll see here, because it's obviously ramping the deck, because they have Thran Dynamo and Hedron Archive. The question is what kind of payoff they have. They might not have any, because in a ramp deck sometimes you just ramp and ramp but you don't find anything to play. Yeah, because now they sacked the Hedron Archive to draw cards, so now there's a perfect opportunity for me to just bounce the Dynamo, and now I found another removal spell, so maybe just Flame Tongue could go all the way here. I cannot play that and play the Cloudskate. I could play that, play Dreadbore, and anticipate, I don't know. But Cloudskate feels like I'm doing something and I'm setting him back. And then I cannot... It's nice also to play the Signet. If I had a land, I could go Signet, land, Cloudskate. That would be optimal, but I can't right now. So I'm going to, because I don't want him to be able to play like, I don't know, a Woodfall Primus or Avenger of Zendikar or something like that next turn. So I'm going to bounce the Dynamo and attack and hope that that pays off. At least I'm ahead on board, even though he can be ahead on mana soon again. And it's up. No, we have both drawn 2 extra cards, I guess. So we're equal there. Now he could replay the archive, and then no, the dynamo. But then the question is if he can do anything else. He will only have black and blue mana. So okay, so he has Lumbering Falls and Dark Slick Shore. So maybe it is Sultai, but Sultai ramp. I mean, black-green is more of the rock, and they can have some reanimation. Blue-green is more ramp and have backup with good blue spells, and you can be upheaval, you can be opposition. Sultai, maybe there's a reanimation theme of some sort. Okay, so it could. Okay, so it's like he could have cards like maybe Grizzlybad. It's a recurring nightmare deck. We'll see if it's more. Maybe it's more into reanimate. Okay, I really would like to hit land drops, but we said we're not doing it. So now I don't want him to have any ways to reanimate. I can attack. I can play the Signet, or I can play Pestermite, depending on how aggressive I want to be. Pestermite. Oh yeah, I guess I can just tap his mana so that he doesn't play anything huge. Because otherwise he could have had 5, 6, 7, 8. He could have played Avenger, Primus. Yeah, so now this is a good tempo play because I mean, Recurring Nightmare doesn't do anything. If he plays something medium, I draw a land, then I can just steal it. If this is his turn, I mean, I'm losing a 2-1 flyer, doesn't do much. I'm still ahead, and if I don't draw a land, I can just Signet, have stuff up, I don't know. I don't even need to play the Jace, and then next turn I can have Slumgar, so now I should win. I have Terminate up. If they just play something that I can steal, then I can steal it. I can Terminate and Anticipate and win. So somehow, I mean, I'm doing it with 2/2s and Flame Tongues and 2/1s with no combo pieces, but so far I'm winning. I mean, it doesn't have to be pretty, I guess. Okay, so we'll see. If this is something big, I could go different ways about it. Bring to light. Okay, I could anticipate, try to find something. I guess cast with 2 colors, I don't see him having much. He needed to bring to light for 4 maybe. Try to find a sweeper. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he didn't find anything. Okay, so 3-0 so far. 3-0. And now I think I need more removal. I mean, I want cards like Dismember, I guess. Cheap interaction. Maybe board out. Something that doesn't seem that good. I mean, Delver is pretty boring. I guess Brain Freeze isn't great. And Pestermite is just a body. I could see myself milling someone out, but it's not that likely. But yeah. It's if the match goes long, then Brain Freeze can be a good finisher in the end. But it doesn't really feel like that's perfect, so maybe as Delver can come back. So that I have some creatures. Yeah. I have a lot of removal. And Flame Tongue is built-in removal. Cloudskate is almost removal. And Dragonlord actually is removal. So Baral. Yeah, I don't know. I have some weird. Because Miss Immortals, I mean, that's also removal. And if I could get triple red. Maybe something like this. if I could get triple red, I could just sweep his whole board out of elves. Okay, let's see if we can actually flip the Delver for the first time so far. I guess I can fetch for Volcanic and hope to flip the Delver. I mean, I could also Signet, but it feels like I don't really need a ramp right now. If Delver would flip, then it could be an early clock against someone that needs maybe to find some combo pieces. Flip, flip, flip. So far, every time I revealed it has been a land. Just so you know. I guess I can play out the Signet. I mean, if this was for 3 damage, it would have been so great. Having it on turn 1. Yeah, but we'll see. Maybe they don't even have green mana. No, they don't. So let's see if we find something. No good spells. I want Ancient too. Oh, okay. I could have put Factor Fiction there, I guess. Okay, so now okay, yeah. I could have flipped the Delver. I thought I wanted to find spells with Brainstorm, but I actually had one in hand. So that was just a mistake. Okay, so I could have attacked for 3 here at least. Let's hope that doesn't make the difference. A bit annoying. 18. Guess I play the Relic. I can go Factor Fiction because I need something else than all the mana here. Okay, so now they found green mana, so that's... But they don't... I don't really know what their deck is supposed to do. I think they want to play Mana Dorks. Okay, they did. Okay, fine. So... Factor Fiction, I guess. Then I have... Okay, this will be interesting. I mean, all of these cards are good against him or her. Dragon Lord is a 2-for-1. Is a charm, kills small guys. Fire, ice, the same. Dreadbore, horde removal. So I guess I want. Dragon Lord is tempting. It's just so good if he manages to put something big into play. Flip. But okay, it was not a land at least. Because if he sometimes, I mean, entombs now, then plays Recurring Nightmare, and then puts like a fatty into play, then I can steal it with Dragon Lord Silumgar. I think that Dragon Lord is very good in this cube. It's good against Show and Tell, it's good against Eureka, it's good against ramp decks, it's just solid. I can pick the Cloudsgate, I can pick Jace. Planeswalker isn't bad. And now I actually don't have to tap Ancient Tomb for 2 life either. I can use it as a swamp thanks to Urborg, which is good. Weird. I don't really know what I'm facing. I mean, we have seen a lot of Mana Dorks. We have seen Recurring Nightmare. We haven't really seen what they are about to recur. They could have obviously cards like Grave Titan or Griselbrand or Sheoldred or any of the green faddies that they could both ramp to and reanimate, I guess, but we haven't really seen it. They could have Avenger, they could have Terastodon, I guess. But we only see this. Which is, I guess, the downside of picking all the mana dorks, that sometimes you just draw them. I've been there a lot of times. Now I can actually answer by firing Rishkar. Why not? You're fired! Yeah. And then the Hierarch. I mean, it does what it already did. But it's a bit bigger, so yeah, it doesn't do much. It's a 1/2 instead. I guess it blocks. Okay, flip, 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 flip. Island! I still haven't flipped the Delver. Maybe Delver is just... I mean, okay, maybe. I mean, Delver isn't that good in the cube. So I know that, but I'm just having it just to have a threat. How aggressive do I want to be? I mean, I can steal something and just attack. It's a bit risky, but I could do that just to try to close out the game. I have Snapcaster in the ready to do other stuff as well. I don't know. I mean, I like the dragon, and I think killing Rishkar and then stealing the noble, maybe that keeps him from doing broken stuff while I put more power and toughness in the air on board. And I could attack with the abbot, and he cannot block it with Caryatid because I can just give it prowess. So yeah, and I didn't really have to attack with the... Oh, he took it anyway. Okay, it didn't matter. Because, I mean, I could have had Exalted if I attack with only the abbot. But, I mean, this might have made him block, I guess. So, I don't know. But I didn't have to attack with the Delver, obviously. He's down to 5 mana. I've done a pretty good job of stealing or killing of his mana producers. I mean, if, for example, he had a Grave Titan in hand now, I made it so that he couldn't cast it. And bought myself 1 or 2 turns of more attacks, for example. And I also have Snapcaster Fire as an option if I get him low enough. That could be something. Edric doesn't do much here. Yeah, as usual, just try to close the game out. Flip, flip, flip. Ah! Another land! So... I have a lot of mana at least. I can Jace, draw cards, for example. And try to find more gas that way. Just a card like Lightning Bolt would have been pretty good in this deck. Just another way to go. Bolt, Snap, Bolt is a way to go 8 damage from nowhere, for example. If the Snapcaster can attack. Since I didn't get anything else cool. I like this Jace. I mean, you get a small factor fiction twice, and then you can also protect yourself against some of the relevant things you can do here. I mean, you can protect against Storm Goblins, Deceiver Exarchs, and yeah, so now we're just going for full damage here, I think. Okay, take 2 damage so that I can have Snapcaster Fire up, for example. If that comes to that. So now I have Snapcaster is a charm. I have Snapcaster Fire. I cannot kill him now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I could do... Ooh, wait. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess I could have done 12 if I attacked with Noble Hierarch, played Snapcaster, but then he could have Force of Willed or Dazed. I don't know if Daze is in the queue, but he could have Force of Willed at least. And it's not... I don't have to go for that. I can just go for something here. It feels like it should be safe. But I theoretically I could have gone for exactly lethal that turn if he had nothing. If something gets through... Now, I still haven't flipped the Delver. Now, if something comes through, I also have Fire. I can draw some cards before I have to attack. I guess I can draw some more cards. Why not? I think it should be enough here. I can trigger Prowess with Snapcaster. They probably have something, but the question is what? Paying costs. But I can Issa Charm if they have a good spell of some sort. They were paying costs for something, it said so. Okay, so they have... What can I have? Okay, good card, but even... Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have Snapcaster, actually, it would have bought him a lot of time. But Snapcaster is a charm, will be enough. Because if I went for Fire here, I guess I could just still recast everything, so I would have won anyway. But, okay, 2-0, see you in the finals. Time for the finals! Still haven't faced anything that broken. I mean, the opponent hasn't done much, and I have been beating them down with 2-1s. And I guess a 4-2 in Flame Tongue Kavu. So, let's hope that we don't face anything too broken. We haven't seen that much power, we haven't seen that much combos, even though one of the decks probably was Splinter Twin and the other deck probably was some sort of reanimated deck. But yeah, we'll see. My hand doesn't do much now, but my thinking was just I don't know what I'm facing and I just want to hit land drops and who knows. Try to find one of the Jace Planeswalkers or something. Could be the Mirror. It could be Storm. It could be another Grixis control deck. It could be or 4-color control for that matter. We'll see. It could be one of the artifact decks, I guess. So I'm just going to put out a lot of mana, try to find try to find something to actually. Okay, maybe it's just actually blue black reanimator. Terastodon, yeah, could be game over already. I guess Flame Tongue. We'll see. Mox Diamond, discarding Swamp. Okay. Yeah, it will be a problem. I don't have any hard removal if I don't find. I guess I have Terminate and Dreadbore. Those are my best draws because cards like Fire and I guess I could maybe bounce it, but he will kill two of my good lands. So I actually don't have red mana. He kills Fumarole and Relic. So even Dreadbore or Terminate doesn't do it. I guess Signet makes it so that I can use that later. I don't want to give him black mana either. If I just go Urborg, then he might get... Because now he doesn't have any swamps as it sits. Problem here is, I guess I could go for... okay, I didn't click it. I could tap the Terastodon and just buy time, draw a card, try to find more mana. But it feels tough. Okay, yeah. So that's the... so far is the main difference between our decks. I don't have cards like that. Ancestral Recall, just broken. Do the Signet dance. So I get to draw an island. I can Flame Tongue the elephant and try to... I don't know. I could still find Jace and bounce Terastodon. I could find Cloud Skate and bounce the Terastodon. The problem is that... Okay, so it looks like a really good deck. Recall, Entomb, Demonic Tutor, Terastodon. We'll see. It looks like a notch above the power level of my deck. But I'm going to play it out. I still have outs in the deck. I can find it with Anticipate. Yeah, I mean the Mox, it gives me red mana, and now I guess I can Anticipate and Flame Tongue. Because if I kill the elephant, attack, and then if he attacks, then I can attack for 10. So maybe I can raise this. And then maybe Anticipate can find me at Jace or something. This is based on that he has nothing. But he tutored for something, so it still feels like I'm far behind. Let's hope that it's not something too broken here. Okay, so Bazaar, that makes it so that he can draw see 3 cards this turn, discard maybe some faddies, and maybe he just tutored for another reanimation spell or something. Feels like his deck is put together by someone who knows how to draft Vintage Cube, that's for sure. Emrakul holding control, maybe he has a way to instant respond to the Emrakul trigger. Okay, Shallow Grave, yeah, so now the thing is that I can Anticipate here and see if I can actually find an out. Jace. Is this enough? I need to chump Terastodon. I need to sack a lot of stuff. But if I can cast Jace and bounce Terastodon, then I'm actually ahead. I haven't counted this out, but I can survive now by chump blocking Terastodon. Then I need to sack a bunch of stuff and leave as many lands as I can. And then try to play a land and cast Jace. If it's enough. The problem is Annihilator 6. I think it will be one short. Sacking. Because I cannot sacrifice Flame Tongue, then I die. So... Okay, so sadly I'm one short. Then I'm dead. Because if I could have kept, somehow could have kept one more permanent, Emrakul goes away. Terastodon will be bounced and I will have a Jace in play and they will have nothing. I still could have lost, but now I'm dead on board. It's pretty close to stabilizing at least, even though I'm not saying I was close to win, but I was close to stabilizing. I could board in, I don't know. It's not like I have something great against Reanimator. I would like counter spells. Cheap counter spells. Mana Drain, Force of Will, I don't know. I don't have anything. Izzet Charm at least is early interaction. I can brainstorm if they don't do anything, and then I can leave Izzet Charm up, and then maybe I can... The problem is I need to kill them as well. But we'll see. They might not have the most broken start either, so... Sylvan Library is a good card. See some more lands, and I don't have a way to shuffle. I guess I can draw more cards with compulsive research. Since I got Ancient Tomb. Or do I want to play Signet to leave Charm up? It's hard because I need to progress my board, but I don't want him to go Entomb whatever. Reanimate. I mean, Black Lotus, Entomb, Animate Dead, and then I'm just dead. So against a good Reanimator deck, which this seemed like it was, or a good deck in general, it's pretty important in Vintage Cube to be able to have ways to interact in the beginning. We saw cards like, so now he's going. Because now he doesn't even need Entomb, he can just go Bazaar, discard some fatty, play a land, animate. So now I think it was super correct to have Izzet Charm up. Shallow Grave and Emrakul is a sweet combo, I guess. If you stack it correctly. Okay, so he just drew some cards, discarded some lands. I guess I just want to use my mana, and maybe this prevents him from doing something. I don't know. He doesn't have black mana right now. I can draw some cards. I can have Snapcaster. I guess no, not right now. I can have just Snapcaster up. Flame Tongue, Factor Vision. So I'd still don't have a clock. He has gotten himself down to 12 though, because of Sylvan Library. So maybe if I can just put something out, whatever. Maybe if it takes 4 more. Then just a plain ambush wiper could be enough. But I don't think he wants to go too low. I have a flame tongue which right now will just kill itself because it has to target. It's not like now that it's a May ability, which I mean this type of this design is really bad for new people. Okay, so now I could be dead. And Tomb, let's see what happens here. And Tomb, no, okay, Terastodon. No black mana. Bazaar, trigger on the stack. Trigger resolves, not yet. No black mana right now from the opponent. So what will they discard? How can they reanimate Terastodon? They got down, oh my god, Eureka Channel Primus. Killing. Okay, so now I think so. It seems like they don't have anything. I think I will just run out the Snapcaster Mage and try to put a clock out and hope that. I mean, I don't know if this is correct, but I'm not doing anything, and he's down on 12, so I should try to do something. The graveyard is stacked with reanimation targets, so he should be able to do something like, okay, so that's something more, that's more pressure. So if they draw some blanks and I can Abbot and Snapcaster and maybe Abbot into a spell or some that I can cast, who knows, maybe I can just steal this game. Baral, I could just cast it for the value, I guess. It also makes my Fact or Fiction cheaper. Could draw out the removal spell if he thinks that it's relevant, like it did earlier, but maybe I should not even have it in main. Now he can select cards with library, but he cannot draw anymore, because then I think he will be dead. We'll see. Now he has a lot of black mana. Shallow Grave would get back Woodfall Primus, which could kill, I guess, Ancient Tomb. Demonic Tutor, then he could find... Okay, he could tutor now for Shallow Grave, I guess. But I guess Woodfall Primus is good because he will get double triggers, because when it dies it will persist. So Shallow Grave and hitting Woodfall Primus. Activated. Okay. Ah, no! He got greedy! He had Shallow Grave on the stack. He had Woodfall Primus as a great target. Activated Bazaar, clicked on Emrakul and some other cards, which just made it in the wrong order, so that the trigger from Emrakul got on top of Shallow Grave, so he even didn't get the Woodfall Primus. That was a big mistake from the opponent. So now he has a grave with Shallow Grave and no targets, and that was either very wrongly stacked or just greedy, and he didn't think of the consequences there. Okay, but then I get to steal this game, I think, because now he has 0 cards and I have Fact or Fiction, and I have Fire, and I have a pretty big board. I don't have to go for it now. I can play the Delver, and yeah, that was okay. So he pumped it away. He cannot use Silver Library. So there was probably a sequence there when the opponent could have gotten a great turn, but he probably didn't have the Emerald. He had Primus in line. He tutored for Shallow Grave. He cast Shallow Grave and then thought, I might as well Bazaar. found something of the bazaar, but the triggers were there wrongly stacked, and then he tried to, okay, I go for Emrakul instead, or just clicked it and didn't think of the consequences, and then lost the whole cake, so to speak. Okay, so I guess I was a bit lucky that happened. If the Primus would have entered, it would have been big, it would have killed maybe Ancient Tomb, it would have attacked for 6, it would have persisted, killed the dual land, and he would have had a big ground pounder and could have kept on going with the Bazaar. So, yeah. That can happen. Now, 1-1. I have Mox, I have Swamp. I guess Terminate could be an answer to something. We'll see. Gitaxian Probe could show me if something's up. But my hand isn't great. Jace can be relevant, but I don't have any blue mana yet. I would like to find. Okay, so he has Brutality, Tutor, Emrakul, the big one, and some swamps. His deck looks great. Brutality is perfectly designed for reanimated decks. I mean, he can rip my Terminate, for example, while discarding not Emrakul in this case, but if he has another Fairy coming up. So I guess it's a number with exactly Emrakul, but it's good with Primus and Drastodon and all the other cards that we saw. Okay, so maybe... Okay, so he's going for the tutor already. I cannot do anything about it. Maybe this could be one of the rare occasions where the bias towards Storm backdoor out into Grixis control, no win con, actually could lead into a 3-0. It hasn't happened much, I will tell you that. Tutor could find... I don't know. Could it find Shallow Grave? Could it find Entomb? Does it find... I guess Shallow Grave, because if it's Shallow Grave, then he could go 4 mana, he could go collect the Brutality, take Terminate, discard Emrakul, hold control, trigger on the stack, Shallow Grave, attack for 15, make me sack all my permanents. That could happen, I think. Okay, found a good land for him. Produces 2 other colors. Goes for Brutality. So maybe he has found another fatty. Or does he only choose one? Okay, only one mode. Takes my Terminate, I guess. Or maybe Compulsive. Terminate. It feels like his start is pretty slow. Okay, never mind. He found the Ancestral. He did not have that when I looked. So Dragonlord could be relevant, but if he reanimates, I mean, he could if he casts, because we have seen Channel, if he casts Emrakul, I'm screwed, because then he will also get the Time Walk, and then I'm dead. So I guess I have to draw cards. Yeah, the problem is if he cheats Emrakul into play, I can bounce it with Jace, I can steal it with Dragonlord, I can bounce it with Cloudskate. But if he casts it with, for example, Channel, then I don't know if I can beat it. Next turn. The problem is if he casts it, he will get to attack with it, so I cannot cast anything on my own. I could have Issa Charm up. I could make him discard a bunch. It's hard now. It's really hard. I could bounce a land. I can play Relic and have Charm up. I could have played. Oh, I didn't have. Okay, with double blue, I could have played Jace. I could have played Cloudskate. Now, maybe next turn, I can rip his hand apart with Rakdos Return. But the problem is if he finds like Forest Channel or something like that, then this is bad. But we'll see. Could also play the Jace. I think I need to have Issa Charm up. And then I need no. I need blue and red. So okay. Just have a Cloudskate coming later just to use my mana. But if I tapped out for Jace, I could have died to a reanimation spell here. And now, let's see. What he can do. I know about Emrakul, but he has 7 cards. So that's not telling me much, except that I can die to Through the Breach. I don't know, Show and Tell would work for me, but I think we saw Eureka. Eureka would be good for me. I can put in Dragon Lord and steal Emrakul. And I could put in Jace, which could bounce something if I get to play my turn. Oh, now I actually, oops. Yeah. I remove the chat now. So, Cloudskate. Yeah, I'm not doing much. Baral is just a joke. The problem is now I cannot cast Jace. If I do that, I cannot have Issa Charm up. And Baral, even though it doesn't do much, it does something, I guess. I can loot off the Issa Charm if I counter something. It doesn't feel good. It feels like he can just muster up a hand and try to go off. Library. Okay. I need to start doing damage, I think. Now I can charge that up and cast the Jace at least. And still have Issa Charm up. But now opponent is getting to a point where his mana is getting so much mana that Issa Charm will not be effective, I think. But I will not have time to win with like a Jace ultimate, I think. So is it Brainstorm or is it... It's hard. Feels like I will try to win with card advantage somehow. Found a land. I guess Pestermite isn't bad if he somehow puts Emrakul into play. I can tap it down. Yeah. But how do I do damage? How do I do damage? Maybe if he takes a lot of damage from Sylvan Library and I can Pestermite, Dragon Lord, and then finish him off with a big Rakdos Return somehow. Barring Emrakul staying in play and attacking me, I guess. Jace could bounce. Emrakul. Will he take damage? I guess I have Riftwind Cloudskate coming in and hitting for 2 next turn. Unless he didn't take damage. Now he has double green if he has channel. Okay, so pretty good that because now, as I said, Isn't Charm doesn't do anything because he can pay for it. But since I brainstormed with Jace, I can now Pestermite if he casts Emrakul. And if he casts Emrakul, he will probably take enough damage so that I might be able to steal this game with Cloudskate, Dragon Lord. Oh no, maybe just with Cloudskate and Pestermite and Rakdos Return. We'll see. Because he will get another turn, but that turn I will try to tap Emrakul down with Pestermite. And if he doesn't have a counter spell, then I think I can steal this game. Which would actually be insane, because then I would get a trophy with a deck that on paper is actually pretty bad, and it actually lacks what I would call win conditions. Upkeep before draw. I need a blue mana. I guess I can still fetch. Volcanic. Try to tap it down with Pestermite. If he counters this, then I'm dead. Then I'm just dead. But it's an out. I have ways to handle Emrakul otherwise. I can bounce it with Cloudskate, I can bounce it with Jace, I can steal it with Silumgar. But I think that I will just go for the win by doing Rakdos Return. Yeah, now I think he's seeing it. One of the few outs that I could have, which is instant ways to handle Emrakul that isn't with a spell. Actually a creature that can tap it down. Zebra Exarch, Pestermite. What else? Not much else. So there weren't many outs in the cube, which I could do instant that deals with it. Cryptic Command would have worked, but I didn't have triple blue, so I couldn't cast it. So I guess he has said, okay, a 2-outer or something like that. I guess Diabolic Edict would have worked. Edict. Sacrifice a creature. That would have been even better. Because I don't think I'm going for Silumgar Steel. Because if that doesn't work, then I'm dead. Basically. I guess I'm not, because I can still... Okay, no, I'm not. I can still have Jace as a backup. So Cloudskate will not bounce Emrakul. It will just bounce a land, for example. I will... try to go for Rakdos Return. If it works, I have won. If it doesn't work, I can attack with everything, Jace the Emrakul, he cannot recast Emrakul, and I can win next turn. Because then I have the same attack again, which is for 5, and I have Silumgar to steal a blocker. So I don't think that my opponent can win pretty easily from here. And somehow I'm doing it with a 1-3, a 2-1, and a 2-2 again. Jace is probably the best card in my deck, and it's there. And he did a brainstorm which was relevant. I'm not taking it away from Jace, but it feels like it was just overall that somehow the magic gods made it so it lined up for my deck this time. It's not super common, but shows that even a fairly bad deck can beat a good deck like my opponent's if the cards line up. So I guess I'm going to shoot him down here as much as I can, and he took it and he's dead. Yeah. So hopefully next time if I do another one of these, I can show you a real Storm deck instead of this backup Grixis no Wincon deck. But it was pretty fun, this too, and I have some play points for like next time. See you, bye.